Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I hope everybody's doing okay and enjoying the weekend. I just wanted to say happy Mother's Day to mothers in, well, I can say in the UK, but I do think there are other countries, maybe in the Southern Hemisphere, that also celebrate Mother's Day today. I know in the US it's May time, I think, but we always celebrate ours in March. So if you are a mother, happy Mother's Day. I hope you're being spoiled by your family. And yeah, I've got about half an hour to kill. I've got some family coming into the city today and we're going to spend some time together. But I thought I would jump on, because time's precious and I'm trying to find time to slot things in, to have a look at the 6th and final Destiny deck that I got in the little haul a couple of weeks ago. And this is Linescape Tarot Next Generation. This is the original, which I've had for, what, 18 months probably. I can see that the box is a little bit thicker. Now, it does say here on this one, 78 cards, 22 major, 40 minor, 16 core. But actually there are more cards in this, because there are seasonal cards. There's a Happy Squirrel card. So before we open this one up, so this is 126 of 1,000. I'll show you what you got in the original, which was quite a bit. Beautifully gilded in this holographic silver edging. So you got your thanks card, your front and back cards. These are the backings. I don't know if the backings have changed. I know nothing about this deck, so it'll be a surprise. You get a title card. You got this kind of almost like a sun card here. It's got no titles or numbers, and it's for meditation purposes. You can see the little person there meditating with the cat. And then you got spring, which is beautiful. And you can use these as altar cards, put them on your sacred space during the seasons. Summer, in fact, I might leave the spring one out. Mind you, let's see what we get in that first. We get autumn and we get winter. And the lovely thing about this is it's the same scene throughout the year. You know, we've got, I mean, you get different line outlines. There's a family here enjoying a barbecue. Here it's a dad teaching a child to ride a bike. Here it's two little cats. And this one, it's absent of people because of the winter, but you've got the kind of Christmassy decorations here. But it's the same tree and a little township with a little church in all of them. And I think that's really nice. I did a very similar project once. There was a tree. It was part of a pagan book I was reading. And it said, notice a tree and take photographs of it throughout the seasons as it changes. And I did that. I posted it on the Hermit's Cave, I think, a couple of years ago. And it was really lovely to do. So the premise of this deck, and I've had to sit and put this back in order, is that you don't necessarily get like you would with this one, which is the spirit of place, the location, where you get an RWS image and then when you turn it, you see the central kind of character, the archetype. This one, you'll get things like symbols that are in the Linescape. So here for our High Priestess, it's very scenic, but we get the B and J, Boaz and Jacqueline columns here from that card. The corn here for the Empress, etc. The throne for the Emperor. The Hierophant is, I love that. So it's really nice. The art is different to the art that's in the location tarot. I've done what I mean, here's the Hermit's Lamp, which again, it's a nice deck. It's very simple and easy to use. So we will crack open Linescape Tarot Next Generation and just see what the differences are. Oh, also what I should have mentioned, which I still will, is that We also get, I put it after the majors, the Happy Squirrel. I love that for a death card. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? And the fox for the devil, peeping behind this tree. When we get past the world, we've got a Happy Squirrel card. It's these two squirrels with the rainbows. Beautiful. So you get quite a few extras, so I'm not quite sure why that said 78, but this one says 81. We get some of the images here on the back. So let's open it up. Take out the packaging that protects the cards. Oh, the backs are beautiful. So the gilding is still silver, but it's got like a glittery effect. Let me show you the difference. So we get that, excuse me, that holographic that gives you this beautiful rainbow spectrum. But the difference is, whilst this one is solid, as you can see here, solid, this one is speckled with like these kind of glittery effect. Both beautiful. The backs have changed. The size of the cards look a bit different. Yeah, so they are a little bit taller in the next generation and wider. So was this one the size? This does look smaller than the US Games. Yeah, so they've made it pretty much the same size as all their other decks. So this one, the next generation, I'm getting my cards mixed up. The next generation now fits, actually it's still a little bit, and we're like splitting hairs, wider than a NPC US Games style. The backs for this are really beautiful. They are holographic as well. You get this nice prism with the spectrum of colours, and all the way around the edge as well you get these stars. Cardstock feels lovely, really lovely. So this says, thanks for your support, Destiny. Really beautiful, really nice back. And it's this kind of Art Deco design. So that's beautiful. Thanks for your support. Make sure the king is at the back. Oh no, we've got, well, we'll see when we get to it. Turn it over. So we get the certificate. So a certificate of authenticity, Linescape Tarot Next Gen, first edition, November 2021. And this is number 126 of 1,000. And it's mate horror number and Umsim Pumfet, which we're used to seeing. So they haven't worked with a third artist here. Looks like we get a front and back card like we did in this deck. Okay, so the images have changed. Let's get through the art front and back, the seasonal cards. Is that what's happening here? Not quite sure. I mean, these are nice, but it's very different. Very different. Let's take them out. So our full card has changed. We still have this person that's carrying one of these kind of inflatable flamingo, what do they call them, where you float in the water? But now we've got more of a full kind of position here on the edge of this cliff, the edge of this precipice, where she's just stood on the ground here. But it's the same. Now what's happened is we've gone from single white lines to a cold stamping metallic, very beautiful, like the rest of the cards, this kind of holographic metallic cold stamping for the line work. And it's easier to spot now because where it says fall here, that's easier to see than the white font against a very light background here. So there is a huge improvement here. Cards are bigger and yeah, it just stands out more. This is really beautiful. So the rest, I think, is probably, well, we'll see. I'll do a side by side, but it looks like what's happened is it's been changed from white lines to holographic metallic lines. But quite a few of the backgrounds and images have changed. This one, not so much. With the exception of there's more stars visible here than there. So let's have a flip through and I'll come back at the end, as always. All right, so that is both decks side by side. I think, you know, quite often we get second editions or next generations, as this is called, and there's very few alterations. That is not the case with this deck. Aesthetically, in my opinion, it's more pleasing. It's beautiful. The backs are a huge improvement, but there are so many changes to the artwork. Whereas we had spring, summer, autumn and winter in this deck, for this one, which is really quite beautiful, I love these elephants. We've got earth, we've got sun, this beautiful dolphin or whale, could be, and then we've got sky with these birds. So we get kind of elements, if you like, of water and air and earth. We don't have a fire one, I don't recall seeing, but so they're nice. But yeah, there's lots of changes and really beautifully done as well. I mean, this one I just thought was absolutely stunning, which is our 9 of Pentacles with that, you know, that garden scene. And when you look at the 9 of Pentacles here, although it's beautiful, the difference is wonderful. And there seems to be less kind of vectored art in this. I'm trying to think what, like this, for example. And I don't know, the art just seems more detailed, not as kind of, I'm trying to think of the word. It's more detailed. It seems to be, it is obviously computer generated art, but there's a lot more, I can't think of the word that I'm trying to say. It's escaping me. I do apologise. But most, I would say at least 80% of this deck has been changed, particularly in the background. I was really pleased that the death card hadn't been touched, because that was my favourite card in the original Linescape Tarot. I think it's gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. I love the opening hands, the accepting of what's coming. Yeah, just beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous moon card. Trying to, there was another card that, I think it was the Knight. The Knight of Cups really stood out, because in the original Knight of Cups, let's see if we can get to it. This was another one. Let me show you the 7 of Cups here. 7 of Cups. Look at the change here. Both really beautiful, but here the cups are upside down, and it is the right way up, because you can see by the numbers here. But I love this kind of aurora borealis effect. Really, really beautiful. And again, something like the 8 of Cups, completely different. The line work stays the same. The only thing that changes is it goes from solid white lines to, as I say, this kind of metallic cold stamping. Where's the Knight? Here we go. I mean, the Knight here, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's quite hard in certain lights to see the Knight stand out. Whereas in this deck, in the next generation, and this is just going on from memory, I'm sure it's this one. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. The Knight really stands out against that light background. So the scenery hasn't changed in this card, but it's really improved because of the clarity of it. We get different lanterns here than this one. So as I say, for me personally, the next generation has, you know, not just, and it would have been easy to do and just call it a next generation, which would be to change the solid white lines just to this metallic cold stamping, but they haven't. They've gone through the cards, they've seen what works well, and made improvements where they needed to. I just think that's so beautiful for an Empress card. So I really like this. Really like this. It stands out a lot more. Just gorgeous. Cardstock is beautiful. Again, I know I probably sound like a stuck record, but the quality of their decks are second to none. You can hear just how gorgeous. 350 GSM, I would imagine, and the most beautiful matte cardstock. And it just feels nice to have in the hand. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. So there you have it. Linescape against Linescape Tarot Next Generation. For me, they've made huge amounts of improvements, and I really love the result. I really love the result. No happy squirrel notice in this version though. I'm not quite sure why they didn't, but you know, I can live without that. And this just feels like a really nice substantial deck. This one's nice, and if you like smaller hands and this is still available, you might want this. But yeah, this one is one I'll be working with. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful what's left of the weekend. No doubt I'll be back in the week, and until then, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.